Well, exactly 1 week ago, we reported on criticism of the complementary medicines industry. Our story followed a report from the Therapeutic Goods Administration that some of the products they tested failed to live up to their promises. That story provoked a big response, not least from the manufacturers, who believe they hadn't been given a fair go. Here's David Eccleston.
The complementary medicine industry is fighting back. First, it was the self-medication body to have their shot.
It's a well-known fact that people who use complementary medicines generally are associated with better health.
Then the Council of Complementary Medicines put us in touch with this scientist.
Fundamentally, that first story, I think, was a bit strong in terms of its, to say the least, a bit strong in terms of its negative perception of complementary medicines.
They're standing as one to respond to various claims here and overseas that many complementary medicines simply don't live up to their advertising slogans.
I think that it's great that people have opinions about our industry. It's really, really important. There's always great room for an improvement in regulatory systems across all industries.
Swiss founder Radek Salih says it was singled out unfairly by the story. He says after the Therapeutic Goods Administration examined the evidence, it was the labels that needed changing on one of their products, not the ingredients, hence new name, now Hunger Control. Swiss say they welcome more transparency and point to their website where consumers can find the details of their research.
But we do get independent universities to assess our evidence. So we do hold the evidence. These are examples of each of the products we hold evidence for. Each of these pages here have a number of references supporting every claim that we make.
And but this is paid for by Swiss?
Absolutely, but it's done by an independent institution. Who else is going to do it? Of course someone's got to pay for it. We're in a capitalist society.
We would certainly encourage our members to provide the evidence to support their product. So, our role is to provide medicines that are safe and of good quality and are efficacious.
Dr Dion Shumby from the Australian self-medication industry believes some companies go too far with advertising. A view shared by Professor Alan Bentusen from University of Western Sydney.
I think marketers will always try and extend a claim and extend the intent of the regulations to get as much selling power as they can. And so it is up to the regulators, just like a tax office, it's up to the regulator to periodically pull those in, to check those loopholes, to stop those more extraordinary claims.
And there are new studies being published every week, like this one from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. It tested fish oil supplements sold in the UK and found they did little for patients. That must be frustrating when a report is released overseas with a headline saying fish oil doesn't work. Does that impact your business?
It doesn't impact our business because the wealth of evidence that is out there is 95% overwhelmingly supportive of the use of omega-3s. Now that study doesn't utilise enough omega-3 per day to get any health outcomes. So you've got to look at the detail and you've got to separate the results that are definite results compared to results that are great headlines.
For Dr Dion Shumby, the challenge for consumers is to look at multiple studies and not just one, before making their mind up if a product delivers on its claims.
You can't hide information. It's got to be out there, and let's have a discussion, a balanced debate about the research and put it in its proper context. That's the only point I would like to make, really.